Welcome back. So today we are going to play with sudo permissions. And so I have checked Super Grub Meta MK Rescue that it's using sudo to create the ISOs. Then it uses the user ID to get the right UID. So we need to install sudo and we need to set up it so that we have automatic sudo. So the way we are going to do that, I guess it's going to be that you install sudo. Okay, we already have sudo. So let's take a look how the hell this looks inside the ISO. So maybe this is here. Okay. So now, yeah, I don't have a password. If I use anything, it's not going to work. But I should be able to connect to this as a root user. So docker run as root user. Let's see what the hell it says here. Yeah, docker run as root user. Let's see if there's anything here that we can. I want to check. Look at this. And to be able to run sudo without a password, you do this. Yeah, this is what I want to do actually. Yeah. Let's do it. And well, this is echo, but I want to do this from the terminal. I'm not sure this is. I'm not sure you can run this from run. That's my question. So you've got this run stuff. So we could say that this is root sudo. And so SGD builder, it's what we want to have to do. But I'm not sure that this is going to work. You know what I mean? So if I exit here and I create this again, thanks to the other docker command, let's see what happens. Cannot create host directory non-existent. Yeah, why is there a host in the documentation? That's maybe this is a way to jump from the. Yeah, because this has host, whatever the reason is. This is very strange. Okay, let me see. SH cannot create. Okay, let me see. Oh, apparently it works. So this might be nice to have. You need to put 1004 as a variable here. Anyways. Let's see what we get here. What we get from here. So far we have this new line, so that yeah. This takes too much, but whatever. I should maybe clone one day, not the full. I mean, one commit, not the full repo. Anyways, let's see if it doesn't take too much. Okay. Here it is. So now, if I go inside of this and do sudo -I am root. Nice. So I can root. I can run anything else. So yeah, let's save this change, which is manual builder docker file. So this is, let's see, how do we docker. Yeah, we already had this. So is so the permissions for the skd builder user in the docker container. Yeah. So now I will be able to install packages if I need them, so that I can document what I need here. So yeah. So let's see. So the first thing that we are supposed to do when we build this stuff is to read the development. So yeah, so first you have the original build. Okay. First of all, make sure that you modify group build config file so that group2 commits reflects the commit or tag that you want to use in order to base your supergroup2 disk release. Never use a moving target like the master branch. Well, actually, you can use it, but please read what to do when you release a new supergroup2 division section. So, the idea is group build config. Okay, so group build config says that I want to get group -.04 from the Savannah group. So yeah, what I want to do instead is get in group .06, isn't it? Yeah. So this needs to be changed, but I don't want to save this change here because this is the Docker branch. I don't want to have any other commits which are not the Docker ones. And I could do a commit and put it here, but I can just yeah, I can just install Vim here. which I actually don't need. I mean, I should not need it. So this is 2.6 because 2.08 did not exist. I mean, so once we have this, development does not say anything like install file. Okay, so apparently you need to read install file too. So install file, does it says, okay, here it is. So this is the VS root and everything that what we do is just, we do it with Docker. And so we install git, okay. So here it is. This is what I want to do. So before doing anything, this is a prepare build. There are some packages that need to be installed. So these are the packages that need to be installed. So let's put it in the manual stuff here in the yeah, here. So what we want here is all of these packages. We also want zip, and we also want rsync. So if you are if you have if you have taken a proper look, you will have seen that chorizo is twice, so we remove it. And so we installed these packages. So I'm going to install them as root right now so that I have them here. But the idea is that that you install them from somewhere else, okay, from the Docker file. Okay, so the next thing that the documentation says that needs to be done is this thing, that it's please install all the build dependencies of the grub2 package. Okay, so as this is Debian, by default uses grub2.06, so it makes sense. So we want this with sudo, and apparently you need to put dev src in your sources list. So what are we going to do here? So we are going to say that, let me see, what the hell is here? We want this. I'm not sure, want security or snapshot boost update. Yeah, I mean, we want all of this. So let me check. I mean, I'm not sure how to do this so that it makes sense. So what you want to do is to just, the security does not have source code. If I am not, maybe it has. Let's put it here. So what you want to do here is to add these sources into so you want this to happen, which is like this, and this is Debian sources.list, isn't it? I mean, I'm not sure this is going to work. Man, this is probably going to fail, isn't it? So docker file run cat eof. Can you do this? Okay, so I want to run this, and it fails. Okay, so you can echo with several lines. Doesn't work if you have some comments. Docker build kit packet enable. Where the hell? What the hell? This is from 2021, so maybe you can do this. This is quite EOF, run EOF. As of Docker file 130 labs, Docker build kit. I wonder if this works right now. Prior to Docker build kit labs channel, instead of cat, you can use echo. Okay. Maybe I just use echo and that's it. Okay, let me check. I mean, I prefer to use, but I mean, so the idea is echo, then just have here the lines. Let's see how the example. Okay, you can escape the lines at the end, apparently. Let me see. So you want the enter, then the new line, and you want the enter and the new line, and you want the enter and the new line, and you want the enter and the end. And the new line, which is like this. And here you want the new line, so this is what you get here. Wait a second, this is what echo. I'm missing the file. Okay, so the file is at the end. So the file is this one. Okay, so yeah, that's more or less what you want to do. That way it should work even if you don't have. So let's exit here and run this again and see if it works. So we are able to cache some stuff, but then once we've got new comments, we lose all of the cache. So right now, this is setting up the stuff that we need, and we will probably add a command here, which will be run install. And what's the name? I mean, it's not install, it's this one. So we want this to be install too. But before doing that, so this needs a run command. Before doing that, we want to just test and see if this works manually. Then we know that this is going to work without any problem. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should add these lines at the bottom. That way you've got more stuff. I mean, the lines are the same, but you know what I mean. The lines are the same. You can cache more stuff. So let's see if I can do some stuff. So the next thing that we want to do, let's see. So you go as a normal user, you do this, you hit clone, okay. And then you begin to do this stuff. This is what, so these steps are going to go into the automatic build stuff. But yeah, so this prepare build, let's see what it does. Okay, so we have managed to build this, and if we run this here, now I should be able to run this new stuff, which is here, because I have the right what's the name? Yeah, I have managed to do it wrong. So apparently minus E and minus N are ignored, but the enter is still there, so I can just remove this and it should work. Okay, let me check if I Man, I need to install Beam. Wait a moment. So I don't have Beam. Do I have Nano? So this is sudo nano sources list something. Oh my god. So let's do another thing. Let's SUD builder does not exist. Oh my god. So let's go here and let's rename this. See if we can manage now to install Beam so that we can edit. So now we should be able to edit this file. I mean, I might install Beam because so we should be able to edit this file this way. That's a good question. Do I need to run apt update in order for yeah, that's a good, yeah, I think I need to run this so that it takes into account the new lines here. I mean, if you are, I mean, we should not need. Wait a moment. We should not need to update this twice, but we only need this to be run before updating anything. So echo is installed there, and we just have to update and install everything. And then we can decide on building all the requirements for group 2, and this is what you need in order to build as group. Yeah, something like this. This is better. Okay, so now we should be able to install everything here. And this is very nice because with one command, you install every package you need in order to build group 2. Apart from the ones we have installed manually because somehow they are needed for Super Grub2 Disk or for group 2 with some stuff. So this is very nice. So the idea is that this should work also. So let's work in another tab in order to see if this is going to build properly or not. That way. So this is test Docker file. So yeah, let's test this. While this is installed, let's test if everything has it's written okay. Okay. There are many packages that need to be installed in order to build group 2 apparently. So here we have this install stuff, and then we will have the other one that install the group dependencies. And let's see if there's something wrong about the comment. The command, there is nothing wrong here. Okay. Yeah, let's install stuff. Let's test everything. Oh my god. Why are there so many packages? Maybe I should pause this talk or something so that this one goes faster. You've got even X11 stuff? Why so? I do not understand why there is so many stuff here. Maybe group 2 package builds something about the X11 desktop. That's something that you cannot think about. Okay, so parted. Why the hell is installed so many things? Maybe because this is a minimal installation and it has to install anything that it doesn't have. Yeah, so this is maybe the one. Yeah, so now the main script is running. So it needs to install 294 packages in order to build group 2. Okay, that's why it takes so much. So the idea is to save these changes so that we can say, hello, this is so this is something like added build dependencies for group 2 package to Docker container. Yeah, more or less that's what the commit is about. Add build dependencies. Yeah. Add. Yeah, that's right. So far, there is no problem when running the command, and here there is no problem. So we should probably go with the one from the right, which should have but I mean, there are many. So there's a difference. So the one on the right does not have its change about group 2 to .06, and this one it has it. But yeah, I'm saying that this is working. So let's see how this happens. So the next step that we want to do is to Where is it? Yeah, we want to prepare build, clean and update, build old, make check that this does not work properly, and install all. So I want to prepare build and see what happens. Okay, so now we have this every package install. If we take a look at group build config, wait a second, didn't I modify this to group to 6 before or not? I thought I mean, I guess I have started the Docker again. So we need to save those changes somehow, because else going to become nuts. So this is going to be changed. Yeah, I'm going to make a commit. Then maybe, so this is the Docker new development env. So maybe I will do another branch which only Docker commits, but I'm not sure. Sure. So far we are going to modify this so that this is group build config. So group build config, switch to group to version. Okay. So that way the new image that gets built will have this stuff. Okay, so let's try and see what happens if we run this command. But before running this command, I wanted to check what this command did. So apparently it creates a new directory, tries to get its configuration file, try to find the directories, and yeah, it does some stuff here. Hit clone checkout, and then for each one of them does a copy from the hit clone to the new directory, and that's it. So this step only clones and copies stuff in the directories. So this should be quite straightforward. The next step, okay, so this is, as this is quite straightforward, let's do it I mean, go on and do it. So the next thing that we want to do, yeah, so we have the same release 2.06. Maybe there is a better version than this one, but I mean, we are just trying to make this to build. We are just trying to make this build. So I'm not sure if I want this like this. Maybe then we secure boot. We don't need to build anything because we already have it. But the thing is that we build this so that we have many versions at the same time in the same place. But yeah. So the next thing, the number 2 step, it's going to reset so that we can pull last version. What the hell is this? Okay, and then we check out the commit. And then it runs linguas so that we have the translation or something. Nice. So let's run this second So we need to run this in the work there. I mean, we will try to run it when this is automatic and see what happens. We should also, I mean, maybe this should be run without letters. I'm not sure about that. Okay, so far this is working, but I mean, this is not building anything so far. So the next one, it's going to run Bootstrap, which apparently is something that you need to do. Bootstrap. And once you have Bootstrap, you run configure with all of this. Okay. And then you run make, which is the build process. So let me check 1 second. So here we have managed to build this properly, so this is nice. So clean and update and linguist, isn't it? Yeah, clean and update and linguist. And then we run this one. So I want to check if Bootstrap is still in the group SGTT group builds. So maybe the hybrid X something. Yeah, there is a Bootstrap script. Okay. So I have two. Let's run three and see what happens. So apparently this is running a stuff. So yeah, and as you can see, everything is logged into some log files so that we have the configure file, we have the make file, we have the bootstrap file too. I mean, we can check those if we want to. I mean, if we had a way of connecting to this Docker and check the files, we could check them. But so far it's not obvious how to do that. Okay, so maybe we can do that because we will see. Okay, so Bootstrap had a problem on hybrid. Skipping to next build if applicable. Okay. So let me check Docker PSA. So we have this running one, which is this one. I mean, not other is running. So what you want to do if you want to connect is to run this command. Sorry, this command. So you want to run it from here. And the place where I want to connect while it's trying to build is here, which is a container ID. And now to find image. Okay, so maybe I don't want to run this. I'm not sure if this is the same thing. I mean, the image is this one, but I mean, so this is another thing. So this is 6.4 something. It has created me another one, so I want to connect here, and I should be able to connect with another command. So connect to a running container. So I should be able to connect into, okay, Docker attach. Yeah, but this is, so that means that I can attach, but I mean, I want to connect with another user or something. Exec runs a new command in a running container. So this thing, Docker exec. I think it's this thing. I think this is what I want to do. So I want to run bash in the running container, which is this one, and maybe it works. Okay, as you can see, it's the same container. So now I should be able to find a step here. So maybe I can extra tip attach to a running container. This is useful when you want the container to keep building, and at the same time you want to keep a look at the logs. Okay, now should be able to go into, what's the name, SGD group builds, the first one maybe, hybrid PC. Okay, and this SGD log bootstrap, which is failing. Bootstrapping from checked out group sources. Okay, so this is going to take some stuff. So Python, command not found. Oh my god, so you need Python in order to build group 2, apparently. Who will have thought about this? I mean, I guess that the package builds with some other stuff, because otherwise group 2 will not have been built from the source. Maybe Python is a required package by the Debian system, but Docker does not enforce it. That might be it. So what we need to do is to add Python into the dependencies, because otherwise it's not going to be installed. Yeah, that's right, Python. So now I guess that I can install Pythons here. Hopefully that's not, this is going to be installing Python too. Do we need Python 2 or Python 3? Okay, let me use Python 3. Wait a second. Look at the Python 3 is already the newest version. Python command not found. What the hell? My question is, should I go with let me see what the hell this is installed as Python. Python 3. Python command not found. I mean, wait a moment. There's someone here. Hello. Uh, Hi, Ezequiel Ortiz. Where are you from? Okay, he's no longer here. 6 minutes. I am using Debian. I mean, not Debian. This is Ubuntu 20.04, but this is because my computer does not support Debian. Let's write on the chat. I have a very well. Thank you for your nice words, Ezequiel. Okay, so Python command not found, Python 3. Let's see what we have here. Because what I want to do is to say that okay, so install Python 3. So a way of fixing the problem is alias Python 3. But this is not what I want to do. I want to man we should be able to fix this with alternatives something, but this is not working as expected. Okay, alternative. Let's see if alternatives. Do not attempt to change many programs. Okay, so this is what you want to do. Something, I guess. Yeah, so update alternatives. So maybe this is what I want to do. I don't care if it's 10 because it's not going to be installed. I mean, I'm not going to install Python 2, so the idea is not to install Python 2 stuff. So let's try this line. Link, slang, link, long. Link, name, path, priority. Okay, yeah, so 10. So now, if I use Python, it works. But I'm not sure this is the right thing to do. So I'm going to write this somewhere up there. And we will see later. So once you install Python, I mean, no, Python Yeah, I don't need Python because it's already installed that. I want Python to provide Python 3. So let's see what happens now when I try to build stuff with the 3 command. Warning, load file. I mean, what I want to do is tail it so that I can check if it works or not. Yeah. Let's see if this needs Python 2 or Python 3 because I'm not sure about that. Python 2 or Python 3. Okay, bootstrap done. So that means that this is going okay. So apparently my trick worked. Uh, so I guess I can save this change. Thanks to... So the change is make sure Python uses Python 3. Okay, so I guess we don't need to configure this anymore. So yeah, what we want to do is to use Python 3, not Python 2, because it's not going to be used in the future. But this is quite strange that that the package does not install Python 2, which is probably needed. Maybe in a Debian system, if you write Python, it runs Python 3, and whatever the reason is, in Docker, it does not run Python 3. So yeah, maybe I need to install another Python package. Python 3 CLI. I don't think that it exists. Maybe when you install Python 3, it asks you, do you want to use Python by default? And you don't do it, and something. I mean, when you use Docker, you don't use it. You know what I mean? Okay, so far this is okay. And make also has run okay. So this is very nice. So apparently we could take a look at binary files here. So we should have, what the hell should we look here? So this group core or group mk rescue. So this is a binary file. So if you take a look at it, it's stuff, it's binary. So we have everything that we need to build images and so on. So this is nice. So the next thing, this is 3, 4. The next thing that you want is I mean, The next thing that you want to run is 4, which is a check, which I never managed to make it work properly because it needed more packages, but you don't know what those packages are. So, yeah, so this is something optional because sometimes it works, sometimes it does not work. So maybe I can try to run it in this other buffer, see what happens. So it's going to run make check, and it should do the same order, or maybe not. I'm not sure about that. Hybrid I386. Yeah, apparently it's the same order. So let's run this and see what happens. And if yeah, if I need more stuff, I will just run it. So we want to go here and run the group 2.4, and let's see what happens. It should show also the logs, isn't it? I mean, there should be a log also, or not. Wait a second. Yeah, okay, so this runs. Yeah, we have log. So the meanwhile, we can try to open a new bash command and connect for the third time into the same container and see what happens in the builds. And the build I want to check is the first one, and I want to make check something. So this is, what's the name? SGT2. Wait a moment. Make check log. Why haven't I found this file? This is very strange. So I am running the make check, which should start with the hybrid PC. And apparently, hybrid PC. Hybrid PC? Oh, okay. Hybrid I stuff PC. So here we should have the file which I was looking for, and we can see what the hell this is doing. We can even open it to see if every yeah, we can check if every file. Okay, so here there's a fail, which is the ISO 9660 test. Okay, and this is failing. I'm not sure why, but this is failing. And yeah, so this is going probably to fail. So this is the hybrid i380 PC, and yeah, there's the first one that's built. Okay, that's nice. I mean, some checks are not doing okay, but this is an optional step, so I'm not sure. So we can maybe take a look at what the tests are. So wait a second. So the test is this one that fails. That's ISO. So I can copy this and I can search for it and test. Oh my god. ISO something. Chorizo not installed. Cannot test ISO 9660. But this is not the error that it's given us. In any ways, with chorizo is it's installed. So wait, chorizo. It's here. So this is not the problem. The problem is something about Joliet, Rodbridge, Rodbridge, Joliet, and so on. Apparently, some of these commands are failing. Otherwise, you wouldn't have this fail about ISO 9096 test. Yeah, so yeah. These skips means that then these file systems are not built into the group. Yeah. And X34 it's built, but whatever. Yeah, it's a bit concerning that the ISO 9660 check is failing, but I mean, I should be testing group FS tester Joliet. Okay, so apparently what you need to do is once you are in the group build here, you can run group FS tester, say Joliet, and something happens. And there was an error. Why? We don't know. But apparently there was an error. I list fail. Yeah, I mean, what the hell is this? It's garbage. So Joliet seems to have a problem with this test. So this is writing something to TMP. And yeah, something wrong happens. So I might need to send an email to group development mailing list and see if they can help me. Yeah, I mean the Joliet is not okay. Okay, so this is building quite well. So we should have like 5 builds, isn't it? This is 2, 3, 4, and we are missing the 5th one. And I think we are done. We should be able to. I mean, there's the check. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm going to Maybe this one has been. I mean, do we have something about saying that? Yeah. Okay. So it's already is still checking the stuff in the first one. Okay. We should be able to build a stuff in the other. I mean, we could do this in parallel as long as the same order is done. We could try to build the stuff and I mean installation, which is installation in the same directories. So I'm quite happy because um, we have managed to build stuff. I mean, it's almost done. So I'm checking this. Not sure why, but I'm checking this. You know what I say? This is testing something else, which is taking a lot. Yeah, but yeah, sure. I should install everything, and that's it. Okay, so should I open another connection to the same Docker image and run the installation process and see what happens? Yes, you should do it. Okay, no problem. Let me search for this command that currently has the right ID. Okay, so what we want to run is not the 4, but we want to run the fifth one, which is the one that installs everything. And it should, okay, this is going to go faster than I think. Yeah, so this last one fails. Why? Because this has not ended, so I can run this again, and I don't think it will be a problem. I mean, I can remove this also if I want to. I mean, I can go here and remove this stuff so that the installation is so hybrid I something and X something. Directory not empty. Why wouldn't group builds? Oh my god. I have managed to do it, and this is going to fail too. Okay, so what I have done this here is I have removed the builds. Okay, and what I wanted to do was to remove the installations. The installations are not builds, but installations, which is these ones. I read something and something. This is what I wanted to remove, but no. Now we need to run this build old once again. Okay, so it says that this not exists. So have you run this? And the other one, probably not. I mean, yeah, and here we have, so maybe this is going to be faster because I'm going to be building this from, I mean, I'm not going to build and check it at the same time or whatever. Okay, so now we build this and we do not do anything else. Oh my god, this is a nice way of losing time. So we have seen that the installation has been done, and that makes sense because the installation is just copying file with some permissions. So the difficult part, which was building, um, was done too. So yeah, I mean, I guess we could stop here and I just keep running this and see what happens. Because yeah, you can see here bootstrap run okay. Okay, so I will keep this running. I will go back in a few minutes and see if it has ended. So I am here, but I am muted. Okay, so I am back. Let's see. Yeah, this is building and installing it is as easy as installing it. And let me check what more do we have with Super Group official release. Okay, so I thought that, yeah, MetaMK Rescue. So what I want to check is this file, and this is install the hybrid build, and yeah, I mean, I could try to run this with only the first one and see what happens. I mean, I guess it will work, but that's something that we don't know. We could wait and try to build the five of them at the same time. So the first thing that we want to do is to go into the group installations. There should not be anything. Okay, so group builds. So what happens when you run number 5? Let me check. When you run number 5, do you create any directory or not? Create group builds. No, you just run make install. So I should be able to run group make install from hybrid. I mean, yeah, yeah, but this is not the right thing to do because uh, configure. Okay. Okay, we have already. There is something I do not understand here. So when we build a staff, okay, we say but we should also say where to install a staff, and here there is. This is where we install a staff with each one of them. So this is the hybrid i30. So yeah, this needs to be installed 3 times. Well, yeah, we might just wait. I mean, we can wait for this hybrid, which is three installations, which is here, and then we can try to make the make install, which is number 5, just running make install on the 3 of them. And once we have make install in the 3 of them, we can okay, make install. We can try to build some other stuff, but I mean, We can just wait anyway. Let's see. This could be running faster, yeah. So we have the SGD um, group builds, okay, and here we are going to hybrid something, and this is going to do make install. No problem. Same thing with hybrid. I mean, I usually do it with another order, and maybe the order is important. But anyway, the last one to install is the one from hybrid X. So maybe here. So once this make run is okay, we can make install and then test the installation, see what happens, if it can build something or not. But the question is, do we need to be root to run all of this? This is what I'm not so sure about. I mean, meta rescue. Yeah, so meta rescue is here, and we are not supposed to run this as I mean, it runs some stuff as root, but yeah, maybe we will wait for. Okay, so now we can run make install here too, and then we can make what's the name? We can make something else that it's. We can edit this super group meta make rescue and say that this is the copy. So while we wait for everything else to be built, we can modify this file so that it does not build anything else but just the hybrid build and probably the USB build, which should be using something else. I mean, what the hell is this using? USB hybrid build. Yeah. So let's try. So we want, let's do it like this so that I know that, I mean, I'm going to use the original one, but okay, so yeah. So that's what I want to do right now as a quick test. I mean, I could, yeah, we're going to, that's right, we're going to do like this. Let's see if it has execution per. So we are going to run special, which, wait a moment, this should be Spanish, I mean in English, not in Spanish. Why will you write this in Spanish? So the Super Grub Meta Rescue has the default build options, and the special one only has the hybrid one, which are the ones that are currently built. And while we wait those to be built, I'm going to run special and see what happens here. I'm curious. Okay, so now look at this. UDEF ADM not found. Lost a tab. Cannot find an unused loop device. Okay, so there are some stuff that need to be. I'm not sure. I mean, let me search for this package. UDEF ADM package. How do you install UDEF? Apparently, you should be able to install UDEF. Let me see. The following error warning messages can be ignored. Lost a tab, cannot find an unused loop device. I'm not so sure about this. So this is an USB, and this means that you build here. So this means Supergroup MK, not this one, the other one. This is not the secure boot one, but this one. Let me see. Generate USB image MBR. Well, I am not so sure that I mean, the ISO has been written here, which is a CD, but I mean, so apparently we first need a new what's the name here? New package, which is UDEF, and then I want to. Messages can be ignored. Let's search this a bit. Supergroup common. Okay, let me check supergroup common. Here it is. Ignored. Okay, so we have the generate USB image. And so what the hell is the ignored part? Wait a moment. So this is saying that the following message can be ignored. But this is because I mean okay, so we write into the ISO. We write readme text txt, and in order to write there, we need loss a tab so that we can create this thing and install things. So no, this is not an unpotted. Yeah, I guess potted is here. So we need loss a tab to work properly. So what we need to do is to, I mean, what the hell is the error? Here it is. Cannot find an unused loop device in Docker. This is what I want to do. Loop device in a Linux container. That's right. How do we do it? If you are using systemd and swap and start your container with the capability cap mk not. This will allow you to create devices nodes inside your container. Then remember that this loop device is shared with the host and it's called def loop 0 there as well. What the hell? Why this is shared with the host? I don't want this. Loop devices are provided by the kernel model, therefore you need a special privilege to access them. You also need them to be exposed into your container, or you need to manually create the devices file. Okay. I don't want loop devices from the, I mean, I just want to, let me check. Cannot find an in-use loop device. Okay, so let's try what's the most obvious thing to do. I mean, let's assume that nowadays you can create a loop here as being root, and it's going to work. Let's see what happens. That's it. So now, if we run this, we should not have any problems with, I mean, maybe this has not been, maybe this needs to be run as root, but think we are already running this as root. I mean, let me check if this stuff is found on the host or not. I'm curious. I mean, with the same root disk. Yeah, this is found on the host system too. What the hell? Oh, but no, this is not the same one. It's not the same. It's not the same. The host one does not have the same date. So this is not the same thing. Okay. So why this is not used? I mean, let's see what more do we have here. Yeah, I mean, I don't want. Let's see. Have a solution to the problem. Jenkins. Okay, privileged. Loss setup minus F. Wait a second. What does the command does here? Minus F. Yeah, but this is a problem that this is not working. Okay, let me go into root again. I guess this has ended. Yeah. What the hell is this trying to? There's nothing about verbose mode. Cannot find an unused loop device. Here there is one, but yeah, I mean, what's the problem with this? So probably you need privileged. I don't want them to be inside and outside the container. I only want to be them inside the container. If you don't want to let it see below the first example, you can use loopback devices without. Okay, you can use loopback devices without privileged and remove will be a cap drop. So you can use them. I do not want. If you do not provide enough permissions, you will see operation not permitted. Okay. If you want to use lower, create the loopback outside the container first, and also use the cap drop to remove permissions. God, this is not what I want to do. I want just to create a loop device and just use it. Loose setup show. Show, what the hell? Loop device at tab only. So maybe show here. Okay. This is not right. I mean, I want to use loose setup Docker, and I want this to be from last year, so that I have I don't want to use privileged containers. Let me see. Trying to make it possible to make and unmount loop devices within a container. This happens to work on my own development system, but it's failing to work on our build server when it must be done for an automated build. I am ensuring that I am starting the container as privileged. I don't want to use privileged. My container start line docker run something. I try this, so you create an image. This should provide me the next unused loop device and have associated to left of However, instead I'm presented with the following and showing that the loop model is loaded and the loop control is present. Could not find a loop device. Maybe this kernel does not know about the loop device, so it's a mod-proof loop. Okay, what happens if I write here mod-proof loop? Mod-proof. Nothing. Oh my god. I mean, ls mod. I'm not sure this is going to. The more important question is, why do you want to make and mount loop devices? The whole point of a container's image is fixed in the stateless. If you need stateful storage, you use a Docker volume. If you want to use a file as volume, you probably the needs of business enterprise from making it right. I want to work to I have a solution, but it's Jenkins. I mean, let's see the other package, the other pages, and see if we can. So this is recent, maybe. How to create loop devices in Linux. Yeah, this is not for Docker. Man, this is nice, but this is not for Docker. No. Man, by default. Let's see. From Docker container to bootable Linux disk image. I'm not sure if this is going to be. I mean, is this something that we find in size 2019? Debunking container myths. Not every container has an operating system inside. You don't need an image to run a container. You need containers to build images. Containers are Linux processes from Docker. Okay. Let's see the description. I don't see any practical application of the approach I'm going to describe. However, I do think that messing with things like this is the only way to gain extra knowledge of any system internals. We are going to speak Docker and Linux here. What if we want to take a base Docker image? I mean, really base, just an image made with a single linear Docker file from Debian latest, and convert it into something launchable on a real or virtual machine. In other words, can we create a disk image having exactly the same Linux userland a running container has and then boot from it? For this, we will start with dumping containers root file system. Luckily, it's as simple as running Docker export. However, to finally accomplish the task, a bunch of additional tests is running. Okay, so I run this. I just installs lineage image and some other stuff, and then here run Docker export, and then with the Docker export stuff you can have an image. Yeah, this is not what I want to do. This is nice, but this is not what I want to do. Okay. This is not useful. UDEF inside privilege container holder. And using LXD. So LXD is not Docker, but maybe block devices aren't namespaced. Latest SDK manager fails to flash. I mean, block devices are a namespace, so it uses the privilege container to trigger the creation of block devices with calls to show the host, not the container. You'll need to manually add any resulting device to the container as part of its devices. This helps a bit, but this is NVIDIA. The error is the following one. And lose a tab, no such file or directory. Um, you are using your own script based on this Docker file. However, this is not Docker is available here. Okay, so this is the image which is privileged and cap at sits admin. That make sense. But I don't want loopback device from my host to be here. I mean, the nice thing is that you can create it, but then it doesn't get recognized at all. I mean, if I can, I mean, that's the question. Why can I create it, but nothing else? That's what I don't understand. So the loop is there, but so apparently kmod has kmod package has the mod prop, uh, and that means that I can do it like this. Module loop. Let's see if there are modules, because I'm not sure. That this is a container, so I mean, it makes sense that you don't have modules because you don't need them, because this is inside a host which already has everything you need. That's the theory. So, yeah, this is crazy. My God, this is crazy. So, what happens with ls mode Debian package? Um, is it the same thing? Okay, ls mode. I wonder if these are the same thing as at the host. Let me check the host. I am curious. Yeah, so there is audio here. So this is probably from the host. I mean, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, and loop is not here. What the hell? Yeah, probably there should be a way not to use privileged containers to run this stuff because yeah, so I mean Docker build GitHub privileged. So let's see. Docker composed. Currently, there seems to be no way to run privileged operations inside the Docker run privileged. Okay, creating a Docker container action. So I want pre yeah, mean. Let's see if we can find something that makes sense. Last year. Kubernetes can run in rootless mode to avoid us dealing with privileged devices. Hmm. How to mount images of devices inside Docker containers. Yeah, once again, you need to run privileged. And this is the flow inside the container. So apparently you can, yeah, the one to attach, I want to run. Okay, so let's try something else. So let's assume that we end all of this, which I guess. Okay, apparently if you exit one of them, it's, yeah. So exit it. So this one, I mean, I want to commit. What's the command to commit? You want to commit your stuff. Docker commit like this, supergroup latest. So you want, sorry. So you want to commit this container ID. into the image so that I don't lose anything. Okay. The next thing that I'm going to do is to run this as privileged. And this is going to be, I don't want to use privileged to run this. I do not understand why. I mean, I don't want to deal with the outside loop device. Okay, let's commit everything there. Even if later on I will override it. But so far I want to enter again into the latest image and do not lose anything. Okay. Now should be able to run um, so once you create it, you can run with this same command here, but apparently you can use after run privileged. Let's see how the hell do you do it? It's IT privileged. So after IT privileged. So if you do something like that, then it works. And this is from the host because why will I have 11 loops here? Okay, so it works. So this is not funny, but if it works, it works. So let's write it down that we need privileged in order to uh, so this is like that. Probably we won't be able to build the stuff on GitHub because of this. This is not good, but so udev ADM. Yeah, I mean, so this is development, isn't it? So development, we say make sure to run the containers with privileges. To run the containers. And we also say manual builder docker file make sure udev ADM can be run. So in my Dockerfile, I should be able to build stuff. So if I have built, I should be able to run 5, which builds with udem stuff and so on. I'm not sure what the hell this was supposed to do, but anyway, the thing is that you are supposed to be able to run Super Group Meta Rescue and build everything, because now, wait a moment, Group MK rescue cannot be run. What the hell is this? Enable to open loop 12b2. No such child directory. Oh my god, there are so many errors. I mean, the first one is that you cannot run. Wait a second. Is this something about permissions? About not having run permissions? What's the problem here? Oh my god, why are there many so problems? Is it maybe hybrid? Okay, so I need this. I haven't run the installation step, that's why it doesn't work. So everything is built, but I needed to install it first. Okay, so now we should run this and see what happens. I mean, it might fail, but we will see what happens with the USB part. Okay, look at that. Failed to set loop at the device. No such file or directory. This is not okay. I guess. So we have less problems than before, but there is still some problems here. Hmm. No such file or directory. Why shouldn't it be here? This here be here. Why is this 2.0? I guess I have not edit the file. I mean the version file something. Usually I have a version file here. Is it? Or is it maybe? Okay, this might be in Super Grub build config simple. This is not it. Wait a moment. So Super Grub Meta Rescue. Where the hell the version is taken from? Group build config menus. Okay, menus std version. Okay, so here we have the version. That's why we have this version and not 2.06, but I don't care. So the problem that I have right now is that when you build everything here, you run this command, it's going to overwrite everything again. Apparently, you cannot work with this file because it does not exist. But the file exists. So it exists as a root image. So you cannot read it because, but I mean, Super Group Beta Rescue. Build SUD USB which runs a sudo command. Wait, I didn't have the mic the right place. Hi, Dylan Kamal. How are you? I saw your message the other day saying hello. Let's say hi. So I'm trying to build dot group 2.06 inside the Docker. So I've managed to build it from I have managed to build it thanks to privileges, but there's a problem with the USB, and I'm going to find out what's the problem here. No such file or directory. Loot device. Okay, I mean the following errors can be ignored. I already saw that. The following errors can be ignored, and this was the file was supergroup mk common. So apparently the problem is around here, and this is run thanks to generate USB image, and generate USB image should be used somewhere else, which should be supergroup mk USB, which I have here. So here we have this generate USB image mbr. Okay, so the idea is that hybrid build runs the USB build, which runs supergroup mk USB as sudo, and then supergroup mk USB calls generate USB image mbr, which is the one found at the supergroup mk common, and which calls generate USB image. All of this should be done as root. So why the hell is there a problem? That's my question. So maybe there's something else that it's not running. as root, and I'm failing to see it. Log setup, not such file or directory. Might it be that this is run the host system and this file does not exist on the okay. The following error warning message can be ignored, which is supergroup mk common. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write here before and after the loss tab. I'm going to say echo um, ID. Is this the right thing to do? ID gives my UID. Yeah. So echo ID should show whatever. So this should be before, after. See if it makes sense. So now if I run this, I should be able to see if there is a problem with permissions or not. Okay. So here you have the v4, which is root, and even if it's root, it's not finding the this is not finding the file. So what we need to do is to run this manually because I do not understand the error. So where is the error? The error is here. File name. Okay, so file name is this one. So we need to run this as sudo. So first of all, this exists but as root. And then if I run this as sudo, what the hell? Why it says failed to set up loop device? No such file or directory. Wait a second. No such file or directory. The problem is a file name. The question is what the problem is. Sorry. If I set loop setup minus D minus F, because I'm not sure, minus F, so find the first unused device. Okay. You don't say anything, Dylan. Okay, he's gone. Oh my god. Maybe maybe that this is not the right command in order to create devices and all of that. So apparently I'm using this command, which is show. So which is the free device? No such file. I think this has changed. So my command is supposed to do something with this. So let's see. So show means that when we should set up the device, we show which is the assigned loop device. If the F option and a file argument are present. So F option is find the first unused loop device. Okay, loop def and then file. So the other thing that we do is we use -p, and -p is part scan. Force the kernel to scan the partition table on a newly created loop device. Note that the partition table parsing depends on sector size. The default is sector size. Okay. So my question is, why the hell does it says that no such file or direct directory? Okay, let's go back into a normal root. Let's see if it's the same thing. Yeah, no such file or directory. Let me see. So F means okay. Let's do some other stuff. Let's remove the -p. Maybe -p. No. So what I am supposed to do here? This does not make sense. I can close this. Minus. Somehow I think that this talks to the host kernel and it's not finding this image in the host system. You know what I mean? Because why wouldn't you find this file if I do like this and it's there? I mean, it's here unless you are looking into it and inside the Docker. Okay, let's take a look. Maybe there's a problem with this. For this, maybe I need the mknode file. Volumes from Python work. What the hell is volumes from? Looks like not having the loop model loaded caused this. My God. Could this be failing because the README does not remove the export from a stage file? Okay. My God. Load device in a Linux container. Wait a second. I got it to work now, but in addition to giving capability cap MK node, I had to set the device allow block loop RWM in the systemd and spawn unit to make it work. Oh my God. Is this what I have to do or not? Systemd and spawn limits access to various kernel interfaces in the container to read only, such as. Oh my God. And Spot itself needs to access devloop control and devloop to implement the image option. This here too. Okay. 20, 2015. Load devices are provided by a kernel model, therefore you need special privileges to access them. You also need to be exposed into your container, or you need to manually create the device files. The quick answer is to run like this, and the alternative is to okay, you do it outside of it and then you mount the directory. Oh my God. And this is another test that says that you want a new device which is loop control and loop 0 and add sysadmin. So it says loop 0 is bright protected, wanted read only. Cannot mount block device, def loop 0, read only. Okay. Look at that. Do I actually have to expose the loopback devices here? I mean, I'm supposed. I mean, I am able to. So the problem that I have is that if I'm not mistaken, I can detach all associated loopback devices. If I'm not mistaken, I can. I can say load setup F, and the host system is the same thing. bad. Detach all associated loop devices. Minus D. Display the name of the assigned loop device if the F option and the file argument are present. List. Okay, so apparently this is doing something. Hmm. Read only. No. Auto clear. No. So apparently the first time. Let's do one thing. Let's detach. Maybe this is not the right. Um, Usually you won't have something attached. Fail to use device. Not such device. So maybe I'm supposed to use the device name, not the file. Makes sense. Love 12. Now, maybe if we run this thing, okay. So now I can remove this. Maybe it will work. It'll work. It will be. Sorry. Maybe it will be. It will do something, or maybe not. Okay, I think we don't have the same problems. Yeah. So here you have the following problem. So once you run this, you need to remove 12 because the first time you run in this, you've got a problem that you cannot open devlove12 b2, not such file or directory. And why is that? So apparently what So apparently what we do here is we prepare a loose setup. So let's do this as as root. So apparently what we do is we work with this with 12. The file could not be found because it was already associated to a device, so maybe there was a problem in there. So once you run -p, it means that the kernel knows about this fucking position, but it does not. So when you run this command, it should know. I mean, this is supposed to work with parted, isn't it? And it's supposed to have partitioned the device. So this is, in theory, this is defloop 12, and this is 2. Okay, and apparently this does not exist. Why? Because um, this minus p does not have. So either this has not been properly set up by gparted, or this minus p thing is not working as expected. So what we have here in is the following thing. Part scan. Force the kernel to scan the partition table on a newly created loop device. Note that the partition table parsing depends on sector sizes. The default is sector size 512 bytes. Otherwise, you need to use the option sector size. I am wondering if the problem is that somehow Parted now works with different sector size, and that's why this is not finding anything. The other thing is just running this from the host and see what happens. So I take the image, I copy it in the host, I run this command from the host, and it finds stuff. Okay, so that means it's a Docker thing that does not allow the Docker to do part scan. So what I want to do is part scan loose tab, something like this. Why can I loop? Okay, let me check. Created Mobi. Not sure what Mobi is. Okay, so created loop device, Docker. This works okay if you run privileged. Otherwise, nothing is created in the new device nodes in the container, as the device nodes are created by the one of the hot plug mechanisms on the host. Usually, you can create yourself an MKey node and will work. You might also be able to mount the FDMF as the container. Device population. Device hot plug was not really designed for the container use case, alas. Since I am using low setup show, I know the parent loop device, so I can do this. ls belkey parent, I can find ls belkey parent can find the children, and if children, then mk node. Indeed, that is the crux of the problem. It all is event driven, is it not? Until such time as it's properly container friendly at the Linux level, could the Docker daemon not listen for device events as well? K part X, which instead of building devices in left flow, releases, which is of course Symlink. Actually trying to do is like hot plug devices need to be solved across the world. Oh my god. I don't know if there is a better solution at present than sharing dev. So maybe in the host maybe I have on the host this new partition because I have told them to create them. Yeah, I've got them. Okay, let me try one thing. So I've got them. So if I loss a tab minus D, and I should have it here. So I have lose a tab 12 without the partitions. And if I run this command, I don't have anything here, but I have them in the host. So you should be sharing dev with you should be sharing dev with the container, the dev directory. I don't want to share the dev content. What the hell? I don't want to share the dev directory. The current has no current model that devices might belong to one container as there is currently no naming species for device nodes, so you will just get them all anyway. And if you have privilege or MK node capability, you can create them. And if you have sysadmin position, you can mount loop device that will create another container. What's your use case? I am building disk images in a container. I used to do it with Packer, but that was a pain. But in a VM, all the years for minor changes, very slow upload. Now I can create an image, install of my prerequisites, then use this, make an image file. It's just this. Almost everything works fine. But once you start trying to mount loopback volumes, encrypt them, use LVM, it all gets impossible without privilege and the device become very difficult. It is pity that containers are built natively for this because this is a great use case. LDN. Doing the privileged thing, the right compatibility certainly this is root. It assumes that your Docker host has the right models though. Longer term solution to this probably is LKL. So probably LKL Linux, which lets you use Linux code as a user space library. So you can do the whole file system creates and privilege without any kernel post. Wait a second. Maybe it's this is a workaround that helps me. What the hell is this? Linux and kernel? Linux kernel library. Create and use user space application with random file. Yeah. LKL. What the hell is this? How is LKL different than UML? UML provides a full OS environment. Mhm. Okay, but I mean, what are those examples? I mean, I just want to build stuff. My God. Yeah, this is not nice. Look at this. Def. So you expose all of your disks inside your container. I mean, I don't want to do that. I mean, is it possible to mount an ISO inside the Docker container? I don't get why the first image mounts, but not the second one. Okay, take a look at this. Yeah, this is what we need here. MK not. Okay, let me check. How the hell would you do this? So this is for a system. I mean, this is for a system. Okay, so let me check this. We only want the child. Drop the first line. Wait a second. Drop the first line, and this is the all. I want the child partition. Okay. So I need lsblk. Okay, nice. I guess somehow. And yeah, this is my computer. I should not be able to see my computer here. This is nuts. This is nuts. So I am wondering if it's just a matter because the loop device was created there. But then it was not found. Let me check 1 second what happens if I try to build this without being privileged, because I am not sure. So what happens if I'm not privileged? So let's go into root. First of all, I want to see if this file exists and everything. Let me open a new file here. so that I can. So, does this file exist or not? That's the question. The file exists. L. This is the right command for listing L. Yeah. So we want just to create cannot find an unused loop device. So you could try to create the node thanks to mk node, isn't it? What the hell is Mobi? Allow non-privileged container to create device. I mean, Mobi and Docker is the same thing. What the hell is this? The Mobi project. Open source project created by Docker to enable and software continuation. Lego set of toolkit components. Okay, so it's something. Yeah, I mean, cannot find an used loop device. Create a loop device manually with mk node. Let's see if there's something. Loss a tab -F. Yeah, this is failing. Makes sense. Okay, so I have to create something. Okay, so let's search for devloop 0 on my system. So it's 7 0. Really, yeah, this is partition. So this should be 0. Okay, so apparently you can do like this, and devloop 0 happens. But this is not going to work, isn't it? You forgot the node type after the name. Yeah, complete. Oh, from 8 to 63. Th own reference. Th mode reference. That's a nice script. Um, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So you could do something like this. Now it has the same permissions as the host one, but this is not going to work. Now if I check def, I don't have, I mean, if I check, not sure what I was looking for. SGD builder, TTY console. So apparently once you have a new device, you need to put it here again. Okay, so we have tried, doesn't work. Well, this is not, what's the name? Let me see if there's something. So lost a tab. Let's remove this one so that we don't have any problem. Yeah, this is my system. So this copy def and that's it. So haven't I been able to remove this? Okay, so somehow, yeah, I mean, this is quite strange because these are the devices that were on my system before connecting, because I did not remove them. So now if lost a tab minus L, this is not here, but if you check here def, you will see that luft. Yeah, well, you will see that the partitions are not there. So let's see if we can manage to do this. So we want this, but I mean, let's do this manually. Wait a moment. This is what I have copy and paste, but I have not checked. So loop def. Yeah. I mean, partitions. Is this used anywhere else? No, it is not. Counter is not used anywhere else, and I is not used anywhere else. Okay, but we probably can use this. So, okay, let's look for the file, which should be somewhere, maybe. Here it is. No such file. Yeah, I mean it's super group build, isn't it? Something like this. Releases is this thing. Okay. Okay, so wait a moment. I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. Find, show, part, scan, image file. Yeah, this is something else. Loop def. Yeah, I need to remove this file and use Freelo, which is what I use myself. Otherwise, this does not make sense. Freelo and Freelo. Freelo should be used later on. Okay. Okay, so now it makes a bit more sense. So we have these partitions from this Freelo, and then we create everything else. So this is what I'm going to try to do manually. So yeah. So, okay, so I'm root. I'm going to do this as root. So this, let's say that ISO file name is this thing here, so that it's easier to run stuff. So Freelo is just running this here. Okay, nice. Now I should be getting these two variables, which should be mach and min, but nothing happens. Okay. So let me check. No headings. Main idea is, oh no. Wait a second. These are not saved as variables. These are saved as partitions. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so partitions. Nice. 215.10, 215.9. Yeah, that's the same thing that there's on the host. So probably you have counter here. And you can just use this. So right now, if you take a look at here, you don't have the partitions. You only have loop 12. And that's the loop 12 that happened when we created the partition. So apparently, if you run this piece of code, you should be having inside the what's the name, inside the Docker image, you should be having wait a second, p1 is 10 and p2 is 9. No, that's not right. Oh my god, These are not the right numbers, but I mean, should I care? B1 is 9 and B2. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, so look at this. So apparently this is assuming that the output of LSBL key is um, the other way around. So it first starts with yeah. Why the hell this is the other way around? I mean, yeah, this is maybe thought with one. Uh, so what you need to do is, I mean, so this is output. Wait a second. No column. So mag min, that makes sense. Then you remove the first line, which, sorry, which also makes sense, and then you tag this so that it's the other way around. So this is what the script is failing to do. So let's fix it. And now we should have the right. So I'm not sure if we can remove node. What's the opposite of MK node? RM. Okay, so RM def lob 12 p something p1 and p2. So now they are not there. Now I should be able to, I mean, just copy and paste everything because I have already the variables there. So now if I take a look at this and I compare them to the ones that I have on my host system, it's the same thing. So now I should be able to do something like this, which is working with a partition. So this should be def part2 number is 2, isn't it? I'm not sure why part2 number is 2 or 3. It depends on the, yeah, well, I don't care. I mean, it's 2. Yeah, it's 2. Mixer, yeah, it's loop 12 B. And then this is 12. I mean, 2. And this works. Okay, so what do we have here? So I want to remove loop 12b2 and loop b1, and I want to I mean, I want to remove this from the system. So now it's no longer here. It's no longer, the partition are no longer there in the host system. So the next thing that you want to do is to do something that makes sense. Wait a second, what's the next thing that we want to do? That's a good question. We want to test everything in one go, isn't it? Okay, let me check what the hell do we have here. So we have the menus SGD version, and we have supergroup common. Supergroup common. Docker adapt supergroup common so that it works inside Docker properly. So I guess I should have a virtual machine in order to build this stuff, because Docker does not help with I mean eh, I mean okay, so now I should be able to add also this version. That this is, I mean, let's edit this properly. Menus SGT version. So this is S1 6 beta 1. So yeah, I mean, BAM version to this thing. I mean, it's almost done anyway. So we should be testing the build from here. Okay. So now we can, what's the right name? Now we can run the supergroup meta rescue and see what happens without having to, yeah, unable to open. I mean, this makes sense that it doesn't work because we have not updated this file with the right stuff. Let's do right now. Let's do it right now. Let's here isn't it? Let me check. Let me copy and paste this stuff that needs to be put here. Okay. Okay, so lost a tab. Let's remove this. Let's try again and see if there is any difference. So there are some problems with something. Okay. Okay, so we have managed to do some more stuff. And I should be going to the bed. probably going to sleep. Okay, let me see. Group MK rescue binary cannot be run. Which one? The following error warning messages can be ignored. Or maybe not. Okay, so cannot be run. Cannot be run. I mean, I guess that this is something about this. Super Group MK rescue cannot be run. So the problem that I have here is I don't know what the hell is being run in each. I mean, what the problem is. So maybe I can do something like just run this and see if it helps or not. Set X sets like this. See what happens here. Oh, I3H6 EFI. Wait a second. Wait a second. So first of all, we want to remove this stuff so that it does not confuse us. And then, okay, we have this problem anyway. So let's see. Yeah, let's show what the hell this starts from. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so apparently there's a problem running this where it says that the group MK standalone binary cannot be run. And why is that? Does it exist? No, it does not exist. Why so? I mean, maybe it does not make sense to have one of these. Group installations, hybrid, bin, group, mk standalone. So if we go into the group builds inside EFI and make install, is there something here about having problems to install mk? I mean, does this file, wait a second, make install? Yeah, I think we have missed to install. I mean, I think we have missed to run the install all stuff here. And maybe, okay, let's remove this petition once again and see if we have the same problems or not. I think we need to commit the changes so that this is saved and we don't have these problems about those files not being run properly. Okay. I think we are done. Yeah, I think we are done. I think this is building in a proper way. Yeah, I think so. So let me check. So currently we don't have anything. So if I'm not mistaken, we should be able to run the build commands from from 1 to 5 with either 4, and then run supergroup meta make a rescue to build everything. So going to write this down and we will do it the next day. So the next day, try if everything now works as expected. So what you want to do is to follow development, which is something, wait a moment. Yeah, you want to follow development, which is the following thing. So first of all, I create the image thanks to Dockerfile. Then I run it in a privileged manner. And then once I am inside of it, I should be able to run the following commands, which are, wait a second, where are you? Group build. Sorry. Uh, okay. What the hell do I have here? And the the final file to run will be this one. We will check the other. I mean, there's this official release. We will check that later. But we are done for today because I mean we are done. So we want to build this. We want to run it privileged, and we want to prepare, clean update, build, make check. We are not going to run it. Install all and supergroup meta rescue. Commit changes and also try the official build release. See what happens. Then we can also try if it works as expected or not. This is another thing that needs to be official build release script. So it works, but it needs loopback devices, and yeah, so that's the main to do. Check LKL LKL project for handling devices. Yeah. Placement for MKit parts. Yeah, so that's the thing, that this is the things that we are going to test the next day. So no need to save anything if we are going to override it. So let's exit from this Docker, and that's it. I mean, yeah. So right now I am going to let's see. Right now I am going to end the video. See you the next day. Thank you very much for being here.